guacamole, holy guacamole. I just got hit by a car, and you're the one who swept me off my feet, pushed me in the street, left me in a coma. Guacamole me, guacamole you. I just got busted for drugs, and you're the one who sold me to the Fed, leaving me for dead, played me for a fool. Making guacamole, mix it in the bowlie. I just got mauled by a bear, and you're the one who covered me with honey. Thought it was so funny, how could you be so cruel? Take it. That's good. Captain Guacamole, Officer Stromboli, I just got shot in the face, and you're the one who had the smoking gun. Love is just no fun whenever I'm with you. Guacamole coma, Yuma, Arizona, I just got hepatitis C, and you were standing there with a syringe. How it makes me cringe, breaks my heart in two. Holy guacamole, lumpy, green and rolly. Baby, I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause even though I'm down upon my luck, I don't give a fuck, long as I have you. I was roving on the bog on a misty mountain morning, when a cheeky lad jumped up and shouted, "Ho, top of the morning! Row, ho, diddle-I-yay, in the musty mountain dew, my friend. Shave my belly with a rusty knife when I wake up in the morning. A bottle of rum and a fancy jig, and the road rise up to meet ye. Just put another shrimp on the Barbie, friend, and I'll be there to greet ye. Row, ho, diddle-I-yay, fancy free on the bonny bog. Whack all day in the valley-o, and I go home in the morning. Row, ho, skilly-doo, a misty, musty morning, friend. Skittering about with a drunken whore, and I go home in the morning. Rolling on down to the bonny green with a bottle of Tullamore, do ya? Gallivanting far and wide and shouting, top of the morning to ya. Row, ho, diddle-I-yay, whack the foal with the daddy-o, and a shin in a bucket with a drunken whore, and I go home in the morning. Row, ho, diddle-I-yay, misty mountain dew, my friend. Shave my willy with a rusty knife, and I wake up in the morning. She wants to Uber home now, 'cause you're just not her type of guy, and she's got better things to do than to hang around with you. She's got other ways she'd rather spend her time. So for now, she just wants an Uber home. says it's not that you're not handsome, you're just not her cup of tea. But she still wants to be your friend, 'cause if she meets her Mr. Right, then maybe you could help them move her stuff when she moves in with him. But for now, she just wants an Uber home. Girl, I know that it's all over now, but it's 8 p.m. on Friday night. The Uber rates are surging high. Oh girl, I promise not to cry again, but I'd really like if we could wait until the price goes down. Take it. Says she wants to Uber home now, and it's not negotiable. So open up that stupid app, get her address and all that crap, and just admit that it was never meant to be. 'Cause right now she says she wants an Uber home. I get lousy service in this room. Can we try the bedroom? Hello there. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. Check 1, 2. Help. 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 Computer, what time is it?
The time is 10:59 a.m.
Computer, how much money did Jose Suicidio make on royalties in the last 1 hour?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Computer, how much money does Jose Suicidio make in royalties?
From Complex.com. Squid Game creator Huang Donghyuk reportedly forfeited all intellectual property rights and received no residuals as Netflix raked in nearly $1 billion from the groundbreaking series. The Los Angeles Times writes in an article exploring the broader exploitation of South Korean creators in the streaming age.
Computer, how come you didn't ask me whether that was helpful or not?
Thanks for letting me know.
Oh, God. We're all dead. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Henry's Kitchen, where today we're going to be teaching you how to make party bagel bites, pizza bagel bites, I'm sorry. And by the way, this is a live stream. This is 100% live, so if you have comments you want to make, like for example, Beanie Bobini says, hello, Henry. Hello, right back to you, Beanie Bobini. Beanie Bobini is our intern here. And It's Kate X says, ooh, are we having a party? No, this is an awesome picture, though. It's Kate X submitted this cool pic. 33 and a half. This is an old school long play album.
But what's the birthday reference? I can't really see very well. Hey, I want to thank Bradford Bartos for joining us here. Bradford, good to see you, and just subscribe for another 40 months, which is amazing. Thank you so much for that. And also, speaking of Bradford, I believe is a St. Louis native. I'll be in St. Louis at a place called Blue Strawberry in St. Louis's beautiful Central West End area on February 22nd, and I can't wait. It's a beautiful place, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, thanks. There's a link there in the chat, or you could just go to henryphillips.com. Hey, Bradford says he'll be there. Awesome. I always love when I can see people that we hang out here, even though I've met Bradford in person, but it's always fun to hang out. I'm hearing, hold on. Do you guys hear a voice? I'm hearing some kind of weird voice. Let me hear it. It's sort of a high-pitched screeching voice. Oh, yeah. I do want to announce something. In terms of my cat roast beef, at about 3 in the morning last night, what was that? This morning, Wednesday, January the 7th, the year of our Lord, I was awoken by roast beef, who was making a guttural screaming sound, and he fell over and was having a very difficult time, and I was very worried and concerned. I didn't know what to do. Should I call the emergency vet, and maybe this is it, maybe this is his time, but what happened was that he had to go to the bathroom, apparently, because eventually he went into his litter and just took a human-sized shit. And now he looks very relaxed and happy. It's almost like the whole thing just sort of never happened. He's just kind of chilling out. So it was a false alarm. He's doing okay, and I'm happy about that. But I will say, when you're taking care of a geriatric, either person or an animal, I don't mean this to be negative, but you're fighting a battle that you know that you will eventually lose, but you still have to fight it. But it's a tough thing for the psyche to know that eventually you will lose this battle. Because not all of us, none of us get out of here alive, to be blunt. We have one short little dance on this planet, so while we're here, we got to make the most out of it. And I've decided to make that cooking for me. But roast beef probably is having a much more fulfilling life, literally doing nothing. The Chunks says that zen-like feeling of emptiness after a huge dump is what keeps me going. Yeah, it can really add a lot of stress, and then all of a sudden it's relief. It's a little like jazz music, in terms of that it's all about creating tension and then resolving it with harmonies. I don't mean jazz music is like taking a big shit, although some people think that. And that's okay, too. Capacious T, thanks for showing my drawing. Capacious T, thank you so much for giving us this awesome drawing. I'm not worthy. This is one of the few drawings, and I love it when people make drawings of me that are unflattering or flattering, but this is one of the few ones that actually looks like I look like some kind of a rock star there, and I really appreciate that. I also want to announce for Unsuccessfully Coping the progress of the Le Creuset ramekin that you gifted me so generously. I found out that I need to get a type of glue that will withstand high heat So I'm going to do that today, and eventually I'm going to get that handle back on there, because the kind of glue that I have apparently would maybe melt if I used it in the oven at high temperatures. So I just want to do everything right. But as soon as I get that in order, we're going to make the recipe that you sent. And thank you so much. Dark Ages says, oh no, I'm late. What did I miss? Am I behind? Do I have to go to the corner? No. Dark Ages, we do prefer if you can be punctual, but we realize that people have jobs. This is more of an adult school type thing, like a night school. And if you're running late because of traffic or whatever, it's okay. That's why we do a little bit of bullshitting around before we get started with the lesson part. Okay, Enot 2003-12 finally has a question that's relevant here. Why your title say Aimless chat with capital A? Let's take a look. Oh, you're talking about the one on the Twitch. Let's see. How do I get to see that? Aimless chat, you're right. I'll tell you exactly why, what my reasoning was there. I always thought that when you make a title for something, you have to capitalize every letter, every word, except for the little ones. And I saw plus as being a little one. But you're right. Why wouldn't I have capitalized chat, music, and games? All three of those. So that's really the question, is why didn't I capitalize chat, music, and games? Aimless is correct. Plus is debatable in terms of whether that should be capitalized. Zorritos64 says, what's your favorite color? I don't know. I'm really liking the color behind me right now. What is that? Is that auburn or something like that? It looks really cool. My back hurts. Oh. Candy apple red? Yeah, maybe so. But I really like it. Crimson? It's a very cool color. That might be my favorite color. Of course, it's got some shades in there. Rich mahogany. Yeah, it almost looks like a guitar. Speaking of which, we have some songs to do. Let me take a look at my alerts here. We've got Neat says, woohoo! Thanks, Neat. Good to see you on here. And Portex1999 says, I'm almost 27 and I feel my back pain already. Yeah, no, it sucks. That's a very... And Zorritos64, thank you very much for subscribing. It's a very real moment when you get older. And that's, yeah, about 27, 30, 33, those kind of ages are when you start, like, you're hanging around with younger people, like maybe they're like 22 or 23, and they're like, oh, I'm so hungover, or oh, that chick didn't call me back, and you're just going like, oh, my back hurts, and they're like, why are you even hanging out with us? You're too old, dude. I've had that situation. Dark Aegis says, I got spinal surgery in my 20s. So I've always been just a bit fucked up. Oh, wow. Spinal surgery is terrifying to me. I guess that's when, if I understand correctly, and let me know, Dark Ages, in between the spinal bones or whatever, there's a sort of a jellyfish-like disc that serves as sort of a cushion, and sometimes it can get compromised. And I don't know which one you got, but in a lot of spinal surgeries, what they'll do is they'll literally take out that jellyfish, or jelly donut, I think is probably more appropriate. That's the way it was explained to me. And they'll put in a piece of titanium or something. What they do with the jelly donut afterward, I don't know. Maybe they sell them on the street. I want to see if Dark Ages says that that was accurate. Wilson's stepbrother says, Blew out my lower discs at 25, 3 in my neck at 40. I have 8 disc replacements. Oh my God. Wow, you're making me feel like I was being a big pussy, which I am. The Broommaster says, I won't let the doctors touch my jelly donut. Yeah, that's probably best. Dark Ages says they straightened out my spine, put the titanium in, and fused my bottom few vertebrae, but maybe you should be a medical explainer, Henry. Yeah, I think I did a pretty good job. Saguaro U says, I don't want my jelly donut to get compromised. Yikes. It doesn't mean it's going to happen, or it might. I think that as you get older, it sort of naturally degenerates. If you look at Phil Collins, he's an incredibly successful musician. So much money. I mean, can you imagine? If Jose Suicidio makes $1 million a year, he must be making billions and billions of dollars a month. And he's still all fucked up from degenerate disc disorder and all that kind of stuff. There's just no getting out of here alive. Everything in this world is trying to kill you, and all you can do is enjoy the moments. Like roast beef. Just enjoy a nice snooze. Portex says, I never trust doctors, dentists, because they care only about your wallet, not your body. Yeah, well, I think the system definitely is... Well, I think you're probably American based on that, and as well as I am. Whereas I think that if you have a system that's set up to save money, then you have kind of the opposite concern. It's like, are they not giving me something because they want to save money? I don't know. There's really no... it's a very complicated thing, but I will definitely say that the situation we have here is absolutely dystopian and terrible. That I can say with all certainty. Saguaro U says, hi, roast beef. Hey, did you hear that, roast beef? Saguaro U said hi. He doesn't give a shit. No, I'm sure he does, like on the inside. But he's just, he can't hear me is the problem. BK69 says, I'm thankful that my insurance considers the Vietnamese massage parlor near my house to be a legit need. Yeah, that sounds like you got, maybe you got the silver or the gold tier PPO. Okay. Franz Schubert says, good thing we have cooking to distract us from this totally normal country we live in where nothing bad ever happens. Yeah, if you just focus on the cooking, all this other shit can happen around you and you're just like in sort of a happy place. Every now and then the corner of your eye will be like, oh, mushroom cloud. But in the meantime, you can at least get a little bit of peace by focusing on something. Hey, thanks, Franz Schubert, for subscribing for 44 months, and we love your music. I just wish you would finish that one symphony. Okay. Wilson's stepbrother now is the only thing that exists. Yeah, that's good. You can't go back to yesterday, and you can't jump ahead to tomorrow. It's only now. With that, let's go ahead and grab the guitar and do a song. The background for this, the background picture that It's Kate gave us is so good, especially the contrast with me and that color in the background. I'm really enjoying it. I'm almost hesitant to go away from it, but but I have to because we've got other submissions, and I'm sure they're going to be great in their own way too. But thanks, It's Kate, for giving us that cool picture. Unsuccessfully Coping gave us this picture, and this is Unsuccessfully Coping said that this was a view from their hotel in San Diego, California. Wow, this is beautiful. What's going on in San Diego? Is it a convention or something? That it looks like maybe you're there for a convention, but this is incredible. Maybe we'll go ahead and do our song with this background. All right. We have a couple of requests. We've got It's Kate gave us this next song request. Butt Smasher Masher says, "Wow, Henry, you look like Batman looking over Gotham." Yeah, in a way, we're turning my back on Gotham. But either way, let's go ahead and do this song by a group called The Romantics. It's called Talking in Your Sleep. It's about a man who creeps around while a girl is sleeping and listens to see if she says anything about him while she's sleeping. And I guess they're called The Romantics because they're just hopeless old-fashioned romantics in that way. Dark Ages says, "I'd like to save the city, but unfortunately we have some cooking to do." But in that gruff Batman voice. Yeah, that's what Batman's doing right here. He's facing into unsuccessfully Coping's hotel window, I guess. Money Curse says, "How'd that Eggo get so sandy? They named a whole dang city for it." No, I understand the confusion here. It's not a sandy Eggo, as in like those frozen waffles. It's a place called San Diego, which means Saint Daniel, I believe, in Spanish. Vedos says, "80s were all about the stalker love songs, just like I'll Be Watching You by the Police." Yeah, and I just saw this YouTube clip where apparently that song won a Grammy over Michael Jackson's Beat It and Billie Jean, which the timing, I thought that one came out later, but I guess not. But pretty incredible. All right, well, let's get some reverb going. Check. Test. Testing the mic. Check. 1, 1, 2. Help. Okay, this is a song by The Romantics. I'm going to do it an octave down for the Jose Suicidio vocal range, which I think might be more appropriate for this song. Zoritos64 did something. Here, let's see what happened there. Cheered 20 bits. Thank you very much, Zoritos. That's very kind of you. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt the song here. Never apologize for that. Thank you, Cerritos. When you close your eyes and you go to sleep, and it's down to the sound of a heartbeat, I can hear the things that you're dreaming about. When you open up your heart, let the truth come out. I hear you tell me that you want me. I hear you tell me that you need me. I hear you saying that you love me. And I know that I'm right, 'cause I hear it in the night. I hear the secrets that you keep when you're talking in your sleep. I hear the secrets that you keep when you're talking in your sleep. When I hold you in my arms at night, don't you know you're sleeping in the spotlight? And all the dreams that you hold inside, you're telling me secrets that you just can't hide. I hear you tell me that you want me. I hear you tell me that you need me. I hear you tell me that you love me. And I know that I'm right, 'cause I hear it in the night. Everybody! I hear the secrets that you keep. I said everybody, like he's got a whole bunch of his friends there while she's sleeping and they're all trying to listen to what she's saying. I hear the secrets that you keep when you're talking in your sleep. I hear the secrets that you keep when you're talking in your sleep. I hear the secrets that you keep when you're talking in your sleep. They don't make music like they did back in this era. Thank God. No, I'm just kidding. When you close your eyes and you fall asleep. Wait, we have an alert here. Delta Waves 95, thank you very much for subscribing. I guess this song must have sealed the deal for you. And it's good nostalgic look back at what happened during the 80s. Everything about you is a mystery. You tell me that you want me. You say you want to build a life with me. You say that I'm attractive. You want me to show up to your work and just blow past all the security and everything and take you into my arms and kidnap you and put you in my car and let's go to the airport and I'll take you to Paris. With your consent, of course. I hear the secrets that you keep when you're talking in your sleep. Official Shitter says, Henry knows what a girl wants. Yeah. I hear the secrets that you keep. I did a little improv there. Talking in your sleep. I hear the secrets that you keep when you're talking in your sleep. Zoritos says that was a great recommendation. You're killing it. Thank you, Zoritos, and thank you to It's Kate for that trip down memory lane to a little time period that I like to call the 80s. And I call it that because that was the years that it happened in. All right, well, that was a fun one. Thanks. And let's see what else we've got here. I'm going to go to another picture. Thanks, Unsuccessfully Coping, for that awesome picture. And we are working on your ramekin. We here at Henry's Kitchen are working around the clock to get that ramekin into good shape. Okay. Maui Girl sends us this cool one. Boy, I got to go to Hawaii sometime. This looks really cool. Everything in Hawaii looks great. And all the pictures that you send, like the sky's all blue. I'm sure they probably have rainy days, but because it's the tropics, but maybe just for a little bit. And everything looks so lush. Mimsy Kuhn says, in my friend's server, we have an initiation process where we all watch a Henry video, and it brings me great joy to spread the word of your great... Wow, thank you, Mimsy Kuhn. That's very kind of you. I really appreciate that. That's very nice to hear. The Chunks, our friend from the northwestern part of the continent, if I'm not mistaken, has subscribed for 25 months and says, oh, neat, happy 2026, Henry. May this year be full of good health and successful kitchen times. I hope so. So far, we're there. I mean, we made a really good thing the other day, but that was because we were spoon-fed all of the ingredients. I got all the ingredients given to me in the mail by Cat Food Taste Tester from the American Northeast, New England to be specific, Rhode Island to be even more specific, and it was really good stuff. Maui Girl 45, yes, I got high off whatever that guy was smoking. Oh, this is the picture here. Wow, that's great. Good for you. This looks like a cool place and fun stuff. I love the tropics. Is Hawaii considered the tropics?
From vintagethenwool.com. If you're short on time, here's a quick answer to your question. Yes, Hawaii is considered a tropical island chain due to its location in the tropics and its year-round warm temperatures.
I don't know. Roast beef looks like he's calling bullshit on that. He's like, all right, thanks for the excitement there, roast beef. Beanie Bo Beanie. Yeah, Hammy Ham says he does not approve. He sure does not. Okay, we've got another song here to do. And let's go ahead and... well, Capacious T gives us another photo here. This one's pretty cool. Oh, and we also have a video. I want to show this video. This is very cool, by the way. Where is this? I think you probably said it in the Discord, but I'm not sure. Eclipse Producer says, "Hey Henry, how's your 2026 so far?" I gotta say, it's pretty good. It's been a little stressful here and there. There was a little bit of a drama with roast beef last night, but it's better now. But and like I said, there is a little bit of a dark cloud hanging over. But Braden Mellon says, "Can you say roast beef's thoughts for a moment?" I would, but he just left. Because now he's going to get some water. So maybe he'll go back to that spot, or maybe he'll go under the sink. But we have a video that was given to us by, oh no. Hey, can I call on the moderators for something here? There was a video in the fan art section. Can you tell me who submitted it? I don't think I wrote it down. I do that every now and then, just out of absent-mindedness. It's the video that's just a couple back. I just want to be able to give credit where credit is due, hopefully while we're watching it. Dark Ages says, "Beef is a good guy. I'm glad he's got such a caring owner, best human friend." Yeah, I do the best that I can. Oh yeah, it's Kate X. Tony Soprano, you're absolutely right. This is Tony Soprano. I guess the Tony Soprano. Are we saying that right? Yeah. Who made a pretty great video, a Henry's Kitchen fan video, and we're going to show it right now.
Must have been pretty special, huh?
Oh yeah, she was pretty special. But I let her slip through my fingers, just like I've let everything else slip through my fingers, I guess. But he'll never
Thank you very much, Tony Soprano, for that remix. That was really good. That bartender is my late good friend, Todd. He was credited as Todd Russell. Todd Slinkard, no longer with us. It was a very fond memory. I don't mean to be too depressing here, but Michael Bublé 4422 said he never had the makings of a varsity athlete. You're talking about me for sure. Yeah, no, I definitely did not. Johnny Crack says, "Hello, Henry." Hey, Johnny Crack. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us today. And Mimsy Coon, I want to thank you so much. It looks like Mimsy Coon just got on the tier 3 subscription board. I don't think you're on there, so I'm going to go ahead and add you onto it. And I'm sorry for the business that's happening here. I'm doing a lot of apologizing today. But can I ask the moderators, just because I'm so spacey lately, thinking of so many different things, in case I forget, can we do an update of the Tier 3 subscription board, because I think it's been about a year, and I just want to make sure that everybody who's supposed to be on there is on there. And then maybe people that haven't been for a year or so, maybe we can take them off, because the song's getting a little long. Thanks, Beelzebub. If you could just remind me at some future juncture. Okay, computer, what is a juncture?
The noun, juncture, can have a few meanings. 1. A point of time, especially one made critical or important by a concurrence of circumstances.
Yeah,
2.
that's the one I meant.
A serious state of affairs, crisis.
No.
3. The line or point at which two bodies are joined.
Not
joint
at all.
or articulation. Scene.
Computer,
4.
stop. What kind of sick stuff is that? Somebody's joining two bodies together and calling it a juncture? Okay. Hammy X Hams. Hey, Henry, was Larry King nice? Yeah, he was very professional and friendly. And if you can go on to YouTube and see an interview that I did with Larry King, and I just couldn't believe how someone of his stature in terms of his journalistic accomplishments and his credibility and everything, I just couldn't believe how professional he was being with me. I thought he would tear me apart, but especially for an older man like that. But he was absolutely wonderful. That was really cool. Okay, let's go ahead and do another song here. Thanks, Capacious T, for that cool picture. And Zeke sends a picture of presumably his lunch. Boy, that looks so good. That looks way better than whatever shit we're going to eat here today. Good job. Lucky Sevens 777 says, hope the recipe is good today. I hope it is too. I really don't want to fail. I think this is actually kind of a fail-proof thing that we're doing here today. I'll show you a picture of it. Nope, that's our intern Beanie Bobini. Sorry. That's Bill Larkin. I always have this situation. Come on, man. All right. We might not have the picture of it. Oh, there it is. That's what we're making today. I mean, it should be good. It's kind of a foolproof situation. All right. Well, this looks like an awesome meal for you there, Zeke. I assume it's pronounced Zeke. Xekke. Zeki. Zorritos gives us this one. This looks like some mushrooms. Is this the special type of mushrooms? Zorritos 64. Is there anything we should know about these mushrooms? Maybe they're poisonous, or maybe they'll just make you vomit laughter for 12 hours. Franz Schubert just resubscribed. Oh yeah, we got that. And then Ray Draws Stuff has just subscribed for 12 months. That's almost a year. Yeah, just about. I think it's 1 day short of a year. Eclipse Producer says, Henry, I just checked the Larry King interview quickly. I have a feeling you're not in character then. Or were you in character then? And do we see the real you? I was doing a character. You know, you get nervous when you're on TV and you have to hide behind some sort of a facade, if possible. M3 Teat Boss 77 says Def Magic Mushies. Oh, those are Def Magic Mushies, huh? Wow, I've only done them once in my life, and everything was good until I looked down the street and saw nothing but a giant hole of darkness, and then I wanted to go home. Okay, let's see what else we've got here in terms of pictures. We have to find a picture for our next song. Oh, here, this is beautiful. Karmic 715 sends a picture of presumably their cat, which is very cool. I'm trying to figure out where our cat is. Very nice cat. Thank you very much. for sending us that pic. Delta Wave 95 says Vikings used to eat those ones, not the kind of people eat to get trippy. Yeah, maybe that's why they did all their pillaging while they were on mushrooms. That must have been quite a trip that they were having at that time. They knew how to party, those Vikings. If you're pillaging, you're definitely partying like it's $14.99 or whenever the year is. Johnny Crack says, how about some succulent psycho-sibilant bagels today? That sounds pretty enticing. All right, let's go ahead and we got to find a nice sort of a nondescript background type picture. How about Maui Girl's picture of the lavender farm? Let's do this. Oh, this is a great picture, Maui Girl, but there might be a more appropriate one. Let me see if I can find it. All right, let's get this one from Maui Girl. The song is about a rainbow, and this isn't a rainbow, but it's the closest thing I could find without wasting too much time. Oh, Saguaro U says it's Gumme Cande's birthday on Friday. Let's do a song for Gumme Cande then. Here we go. It's nobody's birthday. No need for candles on the cake. It's nobody's birthday. It was just some big mistake. It's nobody's birthday. No need to pour that celebratory brandy. So that was all right. Happy birthday, Gumme Cande. Happy early birthday, and I hope you have a great one on Friday. Zeritos64 was waving their lighter on this. That's pretty cool. Okay, Ten Carl. Good to see you, Ten Carl. Hope you've been well. It says here that Ten Carl has subscribed for 41 months. It says, Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year right back to you, Ten Carl. Great hanging out with you last year. All right, let's go ahead and do this now. This is a song that was requested to us by one of our users, Ursula. Ursula wanted to hear this song. It's a classic. It's Paul Williams. I think it's Paul Williams. Am I wrong about that? But it's from the Muppets. Kermit the Frog famously sang it. I'm going to do it in Jose Suicidio's style. And we'll see if it changes any of it. But here we go. No, I'm not going to do the Kermit voice. I think I'm going to do just a little Suicidio to inject into this otherwise very optimistic song. Here we go. Why are there so many songs about rainbows and what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions, and rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Who said that every wish would be heard?
answered when wished on the morning star. Somebody thought of that, and some dipshit believed it. Look what it's done so far. What's so amazing that keeps us stargazing? And what do we think we might see? Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Oh, under its spell, we know that it's probably magic. Can I just say, when he says the lovers, the dreamers, and me, maybe the lovers are the romantics listening next to their girlfriend while she's sleeping and hoping that they can hear the secret messages that she says. It's a reference to the song that we did earlier, in case anybody's like, wow, he's having a stroke. All right, now here we go. Have you been half asleep? And have you heard voices? I just had that this morning, actually. I've heard them calling my name. I know, I get the really low one that says, come with me to hell, and sometimes it says my name. Is this the sweet sound that called the young sailors? That's the siren reference. The voice might be one and the same. I've heard it too many times to ignore. It's something that I'm supposed to be. This got dark. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Oh, da 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 da. Ah, Mimsy Coon says, don't go there, it's not fun. Yeah, sorry, sometimes my mind goes to dark places. Mimsy Coon says, don't listen to the voices. You are too good for such place. Oh, yeah. No, I know. I find that a good cup of coffee makes them go away. Nihilist Life says, after the storm's wild weeping, a quiet promise curves across the gray. 7 shy colors stepping out to play. Wow, that's beautiful, Nihilist Life. That's some beautiful poetry. Is that yours, or is that something famous? Sanist Florida Man says, whenever I listen to the voices, I end up getting a new pair of socks. Not sure how that works. I don't know. Sometimes it's just impulsive consuming combined with aggressive advertising. Nihilist Life says it was Grok. Wow, Grok is a wonderful poet. Who would have known? Money Curse says, if you have a stroke while streaming, I hope I will be there to say, wow. Yeah, no, I hope that I don't want it to happen, but if it does happen, I really do hope that you're there to say, wow. Maui Girl says, authentic German, be rockin'. That's a reference to the video I just uploaded on YouTube. If you want to see it, it's called the Bee Rock, and it's a Nebraskan German. This is one of those foods when the German population in Nebraska created the food. I don't think it came to us from Germany, or maybe it did. But there's also something called a runza. There's a lot of sort of debate happening. It's a real hot issue right now on YouTube. Everybody's talking about whether it's a B-Rock or a runza. It's probably the most important thing that's happening topically right now in the United States. Let's see what else we've got here. We've got some alerts that came down the pike. Well, we've got 10 Carl. Thanks again. Butt Smasher Masher says, love the fries from Runza. Oh, is Runza also a place? Corny Flakes says it's 16-bit these days.
Lucky Seven says one might say the Nebraskan Germans be rockin'. One might say that, and one might be correct if they did. Ibmids says, I can't wait to make my dog whatever you're making for Valentine's Day. Probably stroganoff for one is usually what I make for Valentine's Day. Hammy X Hams cheered 85 bits. Thanks, Hammy X Hams. That's very kind of you. JSBX fan says, excited for the upcoming shows, Henry. Thanks, JSBX fan. Yeah, Chicago, Rosemont. So JSBX fan, you're from Chicago. So Rosemont, I think, is by the airport, I'm told. Does that mean that there's going to still be places that we can all hang out? Like I imagine, I've never been there. I've never been to the club before, but usually JSBX fan says, yeah, O'Hare Airport. Yeah, we could all just hang out at the airport. Yeah, let's get some suggestions. Butt Smasher Masher says, still waiting for Henry to come to Colorado. It's a great idea. I'd love to. I got close to there a couple years ago and did Park City, Utah. But hopefully I'll get even closer. All right. I think it's time to do that thing that we dread. BK69 says, that's where Santa's flying reindeer come from. Yeah, they eat those mushrooms and trip, and the shamans would use the reindeer urine to trip. Oh, wow. Oh, so you're talking about that picture that we had up there. Wow, I did not know that at all. Anonymous has tipped $10. Amazing. Thank you, Anonymous. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much for that tip, and we love all the work that you do. Anonymous has done so much, writing dirty limericks and Irish folk songs, as well as digital hacking and whatnot. Shardy Fardum Official says, hell yeah, let's do an airport meetup. I'll bring brownies. Yeah, it sounds good. I don't know if they're going to let us all into the airport unless we have to fly somewhere, but we could all hang in the lobby area, I guess. All right, everybody, it's time. My back hurts. One day I'm not going to be able to put my arm this high. Maui Girl says, I'll bring stroganoff. Yeah, we'll need that. Van Honkerton says, really does take a toll on the human body and mind. Yeah, it really does. Saguaro Ooh says, I hope your jelly donuts are okay. What did I say, jellyfish? That was the wrong thing. Or maybe they are kind of like jellyfish. Butt Smasher Masher says, river bison are close. Really? River bison. That's probably like, I guess that would be bison that live by the river. River bison. Reverb. The reverb is on. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, let me get rid of that. That was excellent code work there. Check 1, 2. Okay, the reverb is off. There we go. Eclipse producer, keep exercising, Henry. Otherwise, you won't be standing there in 10 years anymore. You might be sitting in a chair then. Yeah, that's true. And I probably should be sitting in a chair anyway. I do have some exercise I do. I do one called shoulder shrugs. This is when you go... you can feel that. You can feel the stretch. And then you want to put your arm out while you're doing it. And then, so you do 1, 2, and then you do both at the same time. I would do this probably like 3 times a day, especially if you're waiting. Like, for example, let's say you're at the Jiffy Lube or whatever, or if you're at the DMV or one of these places where you have to wait for a long time. Just stand there and do that. It's really good for your C7 disc. Those are called shrugs. Windhuffer says, this is how I tore my ACL. Wow, you must have been doing it way too hard. Holy Knight Golden says, that would throw my shoulder out. Wow. Dark Ages says, maybe I could have avoided surgery if I did the shrugs. Yeah, we don't know for sure. All right, everybody, we're getting off. We have a couple of alerts here. Nihilist Life, thank you very much, Nihilist Life, not only for your poetry, but also for subscribing. That's very kind of you. And Van Honkerton says, is that specialist stretches from New York? Could be. New York is apparently a major center for spinal surgeons. WTF says, accidentally bought ground espresso, not instant. Any tips? I really don't want to buy an espresso machine and hire a barista. Yes. WTF, I had the exact same problem that you had. I bought really fine coffee, which was actually espresso, and no matter what I looked up, it looked like there was absolutely no way to make coffee out of them, and I wasn't going to start getting all into espresso just because I bought the wrong kind of fucking grind of coffee. So here, BK has something. Use the fine powder as a topping on vanilla ice cream. Okay, but then it's going to take you years of eating vanilla ice cream to get rid of an entire bag of that stuff. So that's a great point. What I did was I just had really, really strong coffee with a bunch of powder in it, and it kind of wasn't terrible. Mimsy! Oh my God. Mimsy, I'm unworthy. Mimsy just left us a tip of $30. And it says here, I forgot to add my name to the 10. So I must make up for it. Oh. Well, is that because of the anonymous? So were you anonymous? Were you anonymous this whole time for the last several years that we've been seeing anonymous gifts? Either way, I want to say thank you very much. That's a very generous tip from you. And I assure you that it will go toward keeping the lights on here at Henry's Kitchen. We're going to probably try to step things up production-wise a little bit this year. I'm not sure exactly what this looks like, but well, Mimsy Kun, even if it was just this once, Mimsy, is it Kun or Kun? I just want to say thank you very much, and that's very very noble of you to not take credit for all the other anonymous gifts that we've had, because I never know who the anonymous ones are. It would have been an opportunity for you to say, yeah, I'm the one always doing it. Okay, well, thank you very much, Mimsy Coon. That's very kind of you. Hey, Henry, have you tried the monk coffee yet? Duza says, yes, I am drinking it right now. And that's from you, right, Duza? I forgot to give you a shout out about it. This stuff is really, really good. Thank you. And I don't know the story of why. I think you said that you're not from the American Northwest, but you were there, or maybe somehow or another you found out about this coffee that they have there. And it's called Monastery Blend Coffee. And it's just absolutely delicious, and it makes sense. This is the story here. During my graduate years in Berkeley, I assume that's University of California, Berkeley, in Berkeley, the city in the Bay Area city in California, I had discovered coffee that was dark roasted, rich in flavor, and aromatic. After finding my steps directed to found our monastery in a region made famous for its coffee, I was inspired, that's Washington State, I was inspired by the prospect of producing a line of premium gourmet coffees as a means of supporting our monistic community. So now, Duza, do you know what exact cause that you're supporting by buying this, or is it just really good coffee? Because that would be kind of funny if you didn't know that they were some kind of one of those weird Jim Jones types cults or something like that, but they just have delicious coffee, so why not? But that's how a lot of these cults pay for their operations, is by doing farming or something like that. Duza says Starbucks sued them in the 90s for using the Christmas blend name, and the monks won. Oh, wow. What a dick move that is for Starbucks to sue them. That's awful. I'm glad that the monks won. BK69 says all proceeds go to charity. Charity is my ex-wife. Okay, well, hopefully she's deserving of this. Sociopathogen says they also have donuts. I would do some heinous shit for a donut. Well, I think a lot of us would. Donuts are amazing. And for a cronut, I'd probably be even more heinous. All right, well, let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got to work with here. We have here one bagel. Doesn't matter what kind of bagel you have. It's just any kind of bagel. I don't know which kind this is. Maybe onion. Okay. So we have a question from Mini Tai. Does the sausage fit into the bagel hole? From looking at it, it looks like it probably would. I don't know if that's part of the recipe or not, but we'll see if that's one of the steps. We also need some type of cheese. Now, this is a pizza thing. I didn't want to get just any kind of pizza mozzarella cheese, or, you know, the type of cheese that they normally have on pizza, because I just didn't want to be a basic douche. So I decided I'd go with smoky cheddar. Nobody's ever made a pizza with smoky cheddar, I don't think. So that's going to be fun. And then we have here some 3 cheese sauce. Now, I don't know if we have to heat this or not. Computer, can I have tomato sauce raw?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Maybe by answering the question? That would be one way you could help me with that. Wow. Okay. So that's basically what we're going to do. Now let's go to the recipe. I'm getting this from a website called Serious Eats. This is some serious eats. We're not fucking around here. This is no nonsense. We're making very, very serious pizza bagel bites. And they are going to be a very serious party. Serious party in our mouth happening here. Owner King says, everyone quit joking. Yeah, come on. This is serious stuff. Let's see what this guy says here about his recipe. To be perfectly honest, and by the way, they get paid for how long you stay on the website, so there's usually a very long intro, and this one definitely, because he starts with his childhood. To be perfectly honest, my childhood in suburban Kentucky often involved more bagel bites than legit bagels or pizza. So while it was with great trepidation that I tackled a recipe for homemade bagels with bagel bites, I've got the home court advantage. Pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening, pizza at supper time. It's a reference to a standard song. Is that Cole Porter? I don't know. Sanus Florida Man says, a wise man once said, pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening, pizza at supper time. When pizza's on a bagel, you can eat pizza any time. Or maybe that was just an ad. It might have been an ad. Oh, JSBX fan says, I think it was Randy Newman. Maybe. Okay, but either way. Okay, sure, the very notion is probably a crime against pizza and bagels, but only in certain jurisdictions. For those of us who grew up with English muffin pizza, bagel bites are a natural extension of that. And by virtue of assembly, an English muffin pizza is at least a semi-homemade. whereas Bagel Bites have strictly been a commercial affair thanks to the scarcity of miniature bagels. That is a thing. I've heard about the scarcity of miniature bagels happening in North America, and it's very, very difficult. Mini bagels that stay tender. Now you can totally miniaturize any bagel recipe, but time is of the essence. If you don't pizzafy your... Okay, I think I'm done reading this. This is too much. I just want to get to the recipe at this point. Okay, so here's what we're going to need. We're going to need 1 bagel. Barley malt syrup. I don't think we have that. Italian-American red sauce. We've got some type of sauce. Computer, can I eat tomato sauce raw?
From hopkinsmedicine.org. If using fresh tomatoes, chop to desired size. If using canned tomatoes, drain juice. Petite cut diced tomatoes are the ideal size for making bruschetta. Mix all ingredients and refrigerate until ready to use, or use immediately. To make a dipping sauce, put it in a blender and blend on high about 10 seconds.
No, we're not doing all that shit. What's drain sauce? Okay, salt, pepper to taste. We're going to have some spices in there. We might use a little stoked paprika and maybe a little cumin. 12 ounces finely shredded mozzarella. We're not going to be a basic douche. We're going to go with the smoky cheddar on this. 6 ounces pepperoni. That's what our sausage is going to do. Why don't we start by treating our sausage? The brewmaster is drain sauce when some gets spilled in the sink and you scoop it out of the drain. That's what it sounds like. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put this sausage into the air fryer. So when you're doing that, you want to make sure you put little punctures in there, because otherwise it'll explode on you. I found that out the hard way. All right, so let's put this in there for I don't know, let's say 10 minutes. All right, well, now I have a situation. I seem to have used up all of my outlets, so I'm going to use an outlet over here, I guess. Okay, that worked out. BK69 says the New York bagel hole is way too big for that West Coast sausage. You know why they have the holes on the bagels? I learned this. It's apparently early New York times, kind of like the Gangs of New York movie with Daniel Day-Lewis, I think it was. I never saw it. There would be bagel vendors, and the way that they would display their goods is they would have them on what's called a bagel stick. And so you had to have a hole in order to keep them all on the stick, and that's where the bagel hole comes from. And New York during that time was a very, very dangerous place. You couldn't get off the island. Some people literally would go to bars and order something called carbolic acid, and it would mean that they wanted to kill themselves. And the bar would still charge you for that. You can look that up. It's crazy. But Tech4 Mithy says, did they beat each other with the bagel sticks? Well, sort of, yeah, because if somebody came over and tried to steal one of your bagels, you could take the bagel stick, sort of slough off all of the bagels, and then that would become sort of like a sword. BK69 says, I saw a documentary about that. Yeah, it's very well documented. Okay, so let's see what's going on with this bagel situation here. These are going to be mini bagel bites. So we have some options. I think I'm going to start by just cutting it down the middle. Wow. You leave a bagel out for all of one day and it gets super stale. Oh my God, this is difficult. Delta Waves says, do you think today's recipe will impress my new love interest? She is Dutch. Possibly. I don't know. Are bagels a Dutch food? Computer, where do bagels come from?
Bagel originated in Germany. It is mostly consumed in Israel and Poland.
Not very far from Dutch. Nihilistic Life says, nope, I am Dutch. Are you really Dutch? Okay. Well, how far is Germany? Dark Ages says, are you allowed to cut bagels on Twitch? Or is that against the TOS? I don't think it is. Yeah, I mean, so you have to realize we're very far away from Europe here, so it all sometimes, and you know, it sounds ignorant or whatever, but it gets kind of murky in terms of what's nearby and what's not. Wow, I didn't realize there were this many Dutch people that were watching. Jack Dostal says, if you can skate with bagels, maybe it will impress the Dutch. Okay. Dazzlecat says, fun fact that the Dutch work week is only 18 hours. Is that true? Well, that's what we need here. Corny Flakes, it's a war crime. To do what now? Zeritos64 just says, holy shit. Honky Tonk says, I smoke a lot of hash, so I'm kind of Dutch. Van Honkerton says, I pretend to be Dutch on the internet. Mix126 says, no, it's only 2 hours. They have a 2-hour work week there. Well, that sounds like the way to go. Jerfies, so many from Dutchland here. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Computer, how much time is left on our timer?
There are no timers set.
I thought we set a timer. Oh, well, we have this. So it's been in there for 4 minutes. Okay, so we've done this. So now we're going to have to make these into bites. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it crossways. And then I'm going to rotate the bagel. And I'm literally going to do the exact same cut. The bagel is basically a disc. So it doesn't matter which one you do first, but it's a what do they call it? Oblong. Beanie Bobini says, I missed something. Do we need a Dutch oven? No, we won't be using our beautiful Dutch oven today. We're going to be putting these probably in the air fryer as well. The air fryer is basically the oven. Okay. Corny Flakes says, loving the knife work. Thank you. It's a little scary. This thing's pretty terrifying, but it's so old now, it's kind of dull. Jerfy's air fryers were invented by the Dutch. Oh, I didn't realize that. Tech 4 Months says, I heard the earth is shaped like a bagel. Yeah, I think there are people that think that the earth looks like one of these and even broken up like that. I think that's what you call the 4 quadrants of the firmament or something like that. Husky Boyo, our buddy, joined us here. Husky Boyo, I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Oh man, I hope we get to hang out again. It was so much fun hanging out and having beers with you in Davenport a couple years ago. Husky Boyo says, hey man, hope you're doing well. It was good seeing you on the World Record podcast. Best of recap. Oh, that's awesome. That's good to hear. I always have fun with my buddy Brendan Walsh on there. And Ugly Chicken says, you need to get yourself a bread knife. I think I have one somewhere, but I was too lazy to go and get it. That happens. Maui Girl says, now where will I put the sausage? We're going to get to the sausage. It'll be okay. I'm going to go flip my sausage right now. Beanie Bobini says, oh yeah, we got to that one. All right, hold on a second, everybody. Wow, honestly, this might be done. I'll do a little bit, just a little bit more, not much. Ugly Chicken, how do you go about flipping your sausage safely? You got to be careful because it's going to be very hot, so you have to just kind of... What I just did was I just rotated it, but my finger was only on there for less than a second. Similar to fire walking. Fondue Yourself, didn't know you could flip your sausage on Twitch. Yeah. Michael Bublé 4422 says, any more than 2 flips and now you're playing with it. Yeah, no, I definitely wasn't playing with it. It's way too hot for that. Okay, I think it's probably ready to go, though. Let me just make sure. Okay. You know, this is a bad recipe. I mean, no offense to Serious Eats, but they're talking about how to make the bagels from scratch. I think we're probably going to use AI for this one. It's, okay. Whew. Whew. Whoa. Okay. That sausage is very hot. What we're going to do now is we're going to a website here called Sexy Moms Love Baking. And this is mini bagel pizzas with pepperoni. So it's a different picture that we have here. That was the one from Serious Eats. This one here, that's not it, obviously. That's the same one we just did. Yeah, okay, so it's the same kind of idea, but this looks a little bit more reasonable. Okay, so if you're just joining us, we're making Party Time Pizza Bagel Bites, and supposedly Sexy Moms Love Baking website says this is literally a party in your mouth. And if you want to get caught up, we've gone over the ingredients and all that stuff. It's not supposed to be difficult. In fact, it's supposed to be a little bit like a foolproof type of a situation. And that's what I was kind of looking for today. We had a very successful dish the other day, and I want to keep that trend happening here. So let's, I guess, put some of our sauce on there. I guess what we're going to do, you know what? We're going to have to cut this sausage into pepperoni form, but it's very hot, so I'm going to use paper towel. Ooh, it's even hot under the paper towel. My God. Got to be careful here because you could actually destroy the integrity of the sausage infrastructure. Computer, do sausages have an infrastructure?
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
Boy, you know, for a computer that's attached to literally all of human knowledge, a yes or no question you would think would be able to be answered pretty simply, but I guess not. Okay, so now, this is the fun part. We're going to create what is called a makeshift assembly line, if you will. whereby we will have our bagels set up and ready to go. We're going to be applying first the sauce and then our cheese, and then we're going to top it off with our sausage. How do you open this now? It says tear here. I'd like to tear here. That. Probably only going to need 2 slices of this. Kind of a weird color there. All right. Got our bagel. And get a little bit of sauce. Okay. Now we're going to move it over to the cheese station. Tear off a little bit of cheese. Move it over to the sausage station. Put on 1 piece. I think that's probably it. And that will be our first one. And then we should put this in our air fryer. Running out of space here. Okay. So we'll go like this. I'm wondering if I should have toasted the bagel, but it's too late for that. That might come back to bite us in the ass. Zeritos64 says, I don't think I could wait for those to finish cooking. I would just eat it raw. I might steal one of these sausages and sort of taste test it, if you will. Okay. Nihilist Life says it's going to be dry. Fuck. Really? Damn. Why? I already cut it up. I can't put all those pieces in the toaster. We're just going to have to go with it, and it's going to be what it is. It wouldn't be the first time I fucked up something that was called foolproof. But, you know, it's like what they say. If you try to make something idiot-proof, they will build a better idiot. Brundeen says, how do you manage to be more entertaining than anything that's been on Food Network? Well, you know, let's tell them. I watch what they're doing, and I have problems with it. I did get a call last year from somebody who was casting for a new Gordon Ramsay show, and they said, you know, you're a popular internet chef, and, you know, we'd like to have you on there. And I was like, have you seen my products, or have you seen my show? And they were like, well, we're just kind of going by the numbers on some of your Instagram videos. And I was like, well, I think you should have probably more criteria. There's just no quality control in TV anymore. I felt like the old, is it Groucho Marx who said he didn't want to go to any party that he would be invited to. I was like, I don't want to be on a show where they want me to be the guy teaching you how to cook. Jack Tops says, they look nice. One could also call these pizza bagel piggles. Okay. Yeah, I'd be down with that. Maybe we'll change the name afterward for when people watch the DVD. We're almost done. We've got room for one more. This is going to be a nice afternoon snack. After every show, I sit down with my cat roast beef and we watch the VOD or the DVD or whatever it's called, and we critique it, and try to find out things that could have been better, things we didn't like, certain angles that aren't flattering or whatever it is. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put these in our air fryer if you want to take one last look. Now, I don't know how, but somehow or another, this is going to come out looking exactly like this. I don't know how that works. Some kind of strange alchemy or something. But here we go. Wait. One of them doesn't have a sausage on it, which is weird because I thought I put a sausage on all of them. That's a little sus. All right. Here we go. We've got that cooking. We can put away our items, our sauce. Ugly Chicken says, might have eaten one. Yeah, well, I have a couple pieces of sausage here. Computer, how much time left on the timer?
There are no timers set.
That was pretty good. It's very spicy. Oh, very spicy. I might have picked the wrong kind of sausage. Maybe the sauce will offset it. All right, I'm going to start putting some of this stuff away. Maybe this is a good time for us to do our thank you song. Jack Dostal says, Henry, those things might blow around in my air fryer. Can we weight them down with a brick? If you have an air fryer that's big enough to do that, I don't think I have that. I didn't know that's how the air fryer... I guess you're right. It's an air fryer, so of course it's blowing air. I don't know why I didn't see it that way. But I hope my bagel bites don't get blown. Okay. Should be able to hear me, and we should have a little bit of reverb on there. We're going to go ahead and do a song that I like to do to thank you, the users of Henry's Kitchen, be it through YouTube or Twitch or Patreon or Discord or any of these things. I want to thank you. I want to thank the moderators, the folks that run the Discord, the technical advisors, the collaborators, contributors, the tier 3 subscribers. This song goes out to you. And we have a new tier 3 subscriber, Mimsy Coon. Trying to think of what the best song to do would be. Okay, why don't we do it to the tune of Help Me by Jose Suicidio, who's working on a new album that's hopefully going to be out sometime in February. Fawk Can Dingo Bob Dom Beef Hot Bear 1110 Doop Dingle Dog Goggle Dr. Flanges and Bacchus. Shane Yes, BLsB, Mochi's Nirvana, it's Kate Kairosa, Bumble Vision, the LGX, Chef Reactions, and Husky Boyo. Where am I? Bill Larkin Music and the Toily, Nim, Moon, Emerald, Orca Mine, S-Fan, Bonnie, Dazzle, Kapler, Little Quest, and Borsenven, Nella, Parasitosis, and don't forget Quanto, Mimsy Coon, Beanie Bo Beanie, Embry 225, Yarchasm, Nico, Tazo, Michael Bublé, 4422, Pat Potato Cat Breeder, Passion Airman Hoshin 64, Midnight Faded, GSBX, Fantasy Test, Pool Boy 789. Lacey T, Purple Donut filling his fruit tankard, and Morrison Van Zodiac Tone. Gary Busey, ASMR Lurk Bowl, Shandis Noverglarian, Mr. Gooseberry VT. I've met so many of these people, it's amazing. D's Nuts, Game Master Flash, the Cat Food Taste Tester, the Cheernex, Mochi's Nirvana, Red Hot Hibachi, Ransom GR, Esnitis, Michelle Happy, Dazzle Cat, Sodbane, and Toke My Nuts, Siguaro Lou Burrito 5555, Dinosaur JB's Text, Sickly Boy Beelzebub, Hen Lips 1, Caitlin's Kitchen, don't forget Quanto. I had to do an abrupt ending to that song because I got worried about this. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. I think these are done and they look good. I want you guys to see them. Huh? Yeah, no, I think these look good. I think it's probably way too many for just one person, so maybe I'll just keep them for in case there's ever company, or if they're sticking around too long, I guess I eventually will. Well, this is dangerous. If I touch that bottom, then I'm going to wind up burning my hand. But I can't think of any kind of... If I used a glove, I wouldn't have the dexterity necessary to extract these things. I can't really think of a better way to do this. Although it seems pretty stupid. Whew! These little guys are hot. Hot, hot, hot. And they're bouncing all over the fucking place. Shit. Sorry about the language. And that cheese, I don't know what it is, what the property of cheese is that it conducts heat so well. But it is not safe. And we've got a little bit of extra ingredient here, so maybe we could do this as sort of a garnish around the plate. That's something I like to do. Little trick my grandmother told me that she learned when she was making food while she was in prison. Okay. There we go. Look at that. Wow. It doesn't really look like the picture, but I'm going to say that it looks good. In fact, I think it looks better. I think ours looks better than the picture. The question is, how does it taste? Duza says the river bisons are going to love these. I hear you loud and clear. The river bison, the reverb is on, and we're going to fix that right now. Thank you, Duza. Sus Chatter says, sexy mom's baking advice, the use of a thong. Or was it a tong? Oh, yeah. You're talking about the tool. Yeah, those are called thongs, I think. You just take, you clamp something and then it pulls them out. I have those. I just didn't really think about it. You're right, the celestial being. This looks pretty good. Beanie Bobini says, if you brought these to a party, would they let you stay? That's going to be our criteria. Let's see if that works. Okay, here we go. If I brought these to a party, would they let me stay? There are a couple of factors here that don't make me feel wonderful, and that's that we used a smoky cheddar cheese. We didn't pre-toast the bagel, so it might be dry. It was stale, but let's see. Jackie Faye, your instincts are correct. This thing is good. Yeah. JV's text says, sounds goddamn amazing. That was a good crunch. What did we just do here? We just made something fucking badass. You know, I think the secret to cooking is just try to buy ingredients that are already kind of made and put those together instead of doing all this baking and all kinds of shit. Michael Bublé says we made magic is what we did. Very high in fat, saturated fat, also cholesterol. Well, your body's going to create cholesterol in terms of digesting it, but high calories too. So this might not be a good healthy snack, but fuck that. Who cares? It tastes good. I'm just going to have one more of these, and then I think I'm probably going to have to sign off because, frankly, I have to get a lot of aprons out for the patrons. It's been a little stressful here at Henry's Kitchen since the new year. Zone Seek says, the nice thing... Oh, wait. It went by too quick. The nice thing is that with pizza on the bagel, you can actually eat it any time. Yeah, but you want to prefer to do it at party time. The Celestial Being says, I bet hort sauce goes good with that. Hort sauce. I'm not even familiar. All right, here we go. Capacious T says also butt cancer nitrates. Yeah, I think there probably are nitrates here. Some controversial things happening in the chat. Gumme Candy says it has grains, vegetable, protein, and dairy, so it's kind of healthy. Yeah, I'd say so. I'm going to finish this bite. Yeah. We did it. In the immortal words of whoever that guy was, Alexander the Great or Julius Caesar, we conquered, we saw, we came. Computer, who said we conquered, we saw, we came?
I don't know that one.
Gaslighting. Am I getting the order wrong? Anyway, thanks, Beanie Bobini. Our intern here says, you did it, boss. I think I did. This was really, really good. Well, everybody, thanks for joining me here midweek on Henry's Kitchen. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I had a good time. We had some fun songs. We're trying to work with the users on what our next game is here, and there's some pretty good ones apparently coming down the pike. So we're going to get that figured out. But in the meantime, I hope you have a great rest of your week. If you're a patron, I'm sending out the last of the gifts today. And don't forget that you can see me live February 22nd in St. Louis at Blue Strawberry. And then 1 week later, March 1st in Chicago at Zany's Comedy Club in Rosemont. There's a link in the chat, or go to henryphillips.com or henrys.kitchen, either one. Cycle Sty, thanks for the stream. Thanks for joining me. Thanks, everybody. We're getting this new year off to a good start, and Roast Beef's doing okay today after his BM, and I guess you could say that everything's going okay for the moment, and let's hope it stays that way for a little bit. Eventually, it's going to turn to shit. It always does. But for now... Maui Girl says, thanks, Henry. I enjoyed watching you flip your sausage. Yeah, that was probably the highlight. Mimsy Coon says, thank you, Henry. You made my day a little bit. Wow, Mimsy, that's very, very nice to hear. I really appreciate that. And also, thanks for your generous donation. That was too kind. And JSBX fan says, that's some PMA for the top of the year. Computer, what is PMA?
Prima Moda is a publicly traded company headquartered in Poland, trading under the ticker symbol PMA.
Okay, didn't know. I still don't really get the reference, but GSBX fan, it sounds very exciting, and we've done 2 successful ones so far, and hope to see you in Chicago. And Dark Ages says, great hanging, great success. I needed something positive today after, well, the way the world is. Yeah, it's weird. And making pizza bites might be the way to do it. Quant Kid says, hey, see you in Chicago. Awesome. Now, Quant Kid, is that Quanto's kid? Is it possible that Quanto's kid that he just had 2 years ago is already chatting with us here? Because that would be a perfect username. But Quant Kid, we'll find out when I see you at the show. I will say that 3-year-olds or 2-year-olds are not allowed in the bar area, but you can watch the show. Gumme Kande, thanks for streaming today. Yeah, thank you, Gumme Kande. Thanks, everybody. And again, Unsuccessfully Coping, thanks for your picture. And also the Le Creuset, I just have to buy the right kind of glue, and we're going to get that going. And we're going to try to make that lava cake recipe that you sent us. Ghost in a Gutter says, thanks for today, Henry. You always make my workday better. Wow, that's very nice to hear. Sure Shot 22, kind of new here, but I love your humor. That's very nice of you. Thanks, Sure Shot. I always like to see new people coming to hang out. Beelzeby says, positive mental attitude. Yeah, let's stay positive. Sociopathogen says the same thing. Oh, I see. PMA. That's okay. Now, JSBX fan, I understand what you mean. It gave me some stupid the call letters of some publicly traded company, and I didn't know if that was what you were referring to. It didn't make sense to me at the time. Thank you very much, everybody. Money Curse says, poop my ass. Maybe that's a good way to finish off today. And I'll see you Sunday at noon Pacific. Thanks, everybody. Quanto says, yeah. Oh, so that is your kid. Quant Kid is Quanto's kid. Only 2 years old, I believe, and already getting involved with the chat. That's really cool to see. And Darling Granny, thank you very much. And Dude Tranquil. Husky Boyle, good to see you. And Hammy Xham says, I put all my savings in PMA. Well, I think that's a good way to go. All right, thanks, everybody. I'll see you at noon Pacific time on Sunday.